have a decent start for his savings. Then, when tax time came around this year, he told me he owed $8K to the government in total and used a big chunk of his bonus to pay it. This really shocked me.
To pay
Besides the bonus, his base salary is $80K. He didn't get a bonus last year because it was his first year, so it didn't make sense why he owed that much. He used TurboTax, so I asked him if it was okay to send his tax return and tax info to my parents so that they can give it to their tax guy to take a look at it. He agreed and gave his docs to my parents. Come to find out, he emptied his 401k from his previous job, about $25K. Mystery solved about where the $8K he owed came from.
Why would he do that?
I asked him why he did that and mentioned that that's like the worst thing you can do, since he was penalized for taking it out early.
Yeah.
He told me it was to pay off his credit cards. I questioned him more and more, and he seemed to not think it was a big deal. I told him that he should have talked to me before he did this, and he responded, quote, "It's my money, so I can do what I want with it."
No, when you marry someone, it becomes your money because you guys can both.
That's my money type of
when you're married, you can like sign up for shit together.
Each other during financial hardships,
like, even without their
split things evenly, not keeping close track. I've never really questioned about his finances, but generally,
I don't know how close I want his face to be.
I do too, so I never judged him. I just don't get how he could take out that much money and would have never told me. Also to mention, since I sent his tax info through my parents, they're also now aware of what he did, and now think we are both financially stupid and are lecturing me. I had to admit to them that I didn't know he did this, which is even more embarrassing. They are now questioning our relationship and our communication. I told him today that I don't know how we can get married if he's not going to discuss with me.
What do you mean our communication? He didn't talk to me.
He thinks I'm making a big deal and that it doesn't affect me. How do I handle this?
How wouldn't it affect her if you guys are gonna get married?
This would be such a different situation if they were married.
Mm-hmm.
Like the entire time I'm thinking like, oh, this, like they would be justified in talking about or having a issue with this if they were married, and maybe probably their money would be joint.
Yeah.
But since they're dating, it truly is his money, and I don't know, like I never like mentioned to my boyfriend, hey, by the way, I'm putting this amount in my savings, or hey, I'm gonna be making this huge purchase. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, it is very interesting because this would be such a different answer if they were married, and if it was her money, it's his money, and it is pretty true. Like, it's his bank account, and she doesn't know what the money's for, right?
He said he used it to pay for credit card debt.
Mm-hmm. Like, what's on the bank statements? What's on the credit card debt?
I'm so confused because like he was gonna use his bonus for credit card debt.
Mm-hmm.
The bonus was $25K.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, well, I had to cash out my 401k for credit card debt. The 401k was $25K.
Yeah.
$50K in credit card debt, you're starting to like really, like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Like in my head.
Yeah,
like, I think,
a lot.
I think the most my credit card, and everyone, has their own life situations, but when I was unemployed for like a year because of COVID, I lived off my credit card.
Really?
Yeah. And so like I ended up having like a balance, I think of like $12K. Like I really tried to like pinch pennies.
Yeah.
I also had like a California like food stamp card.
Wow.
So like that helped.
Yeah.
And my mom would give me $1,000 every month.
Totally.
So like whatever I couldn't like get with my mom's, $1,000 and the food card would be credit card.
Yeah.
I did that for like almost a year.
Oh my god.
And so like I got to $12K, but like I was so like cautious.
Uh-huh.
I tried to budget. And so it's like for him, he's making $80K, and that's like a lot. That's more than the average American makes.
Totally.
And he's still like putting himself into this crazy debt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, honestly, he does sound financially irresponsible.
Yeah.
But you're not married.
Yes.
That is his money.
Totally.
I completely agree. Technically, you don't have a reason to be mad.
Yeah.
The only thing you can control is yourself.
Totally.
And like, are you gonna take that as the red flag that it could be? And
Oh,
then,
this
your
is for
communication
sure a red
style isn't
flag.
great.
Yeah.
When you do get married, if you have a joint account, is he going to spend that money without consulting you? Is he going to be able to contribute to things like a mortgage or kids evenly if he's racking up all this credit card debt? My head, like, I go a little down the rabbit hole. I'm like, does he have a gambling addiction?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what is
$25,000.
what's going on?
I think the biggest thing too is her being able to maybe take this as a, like, not a learning lesson, but just understand maybe how he makes his financial decisions. You know, like, you're not in control. It's not your money, but being able to take this as a, hey, this person makes this kind of financial decision, and maybe that should be a warning to you, or maybe you should take it as trying to teach him, hey, this isn't probably the best idea to be able to do, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really know how credit card debt works, actually. I, like, was so lucky. My mom has
His
always been
eyes
the
are kind of
most,
like Iruma's from
frugal.
Welcome to
frugal. She literally
Demon
had a
School,
blog
is it?
about coupons and
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
she's like the coupon lady. And I grew up like she always has started my credit card. I think she started my credit card account for me like the day I could open it.
Yeah, so you were building
And
your
yeah,
score.
she's always been
She's
like
on it.
very on top of me not having anything.
Shit.
She's always like pay it.
I forgot
And
to
I
pay
think
my
that
credit
really helped
card.
me out.
Speaking of
I
credit
don't
cards,
know how like the debt part of that works, but it sounds like, should you be paying that off instantly when you get money?
I've like been told if you use your credit card almost like a debit card, it boosts your score like crazy.
Yeah, I
I
do know about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's like little hacks.
Uh-huh.
I gotta
So
go
know
pay my credit
that.
card.